Well, today's an exciting day because the 4x4 Australia D-MAX project vehicle is now ready to hit the tracks. And I'm dying to show you through what we've done to it and talk about the process of building a new vehicle, which can be a bit of a challenge getting your hands on parts. Now, remembering this is a brand new vehicle, we picked this up from the dealership in 2020, less than a year ago. And we've only managed to put about 13,000 Ks on it because of obvious reasons, which we won't go into. So while it's been a bit of a frustrating process waiting for parts, it's also been an honour to help the companies involved with this project develop really quality accessories for the D-MAX. Now, we've been able to help with feedback, with installations and things like that with these products, and we're dying to hit the tracks to really put them through their paces. But what we want to do today is obviously get out and have a bit of a play. We want to show you and talk through some of the product we fitted and the procedure of how you should modify your four-wheel drive at home. Now, this newer D-MAX is a much better vehicle than the previous model. We all know that. More features, it's better off-road, but hey, why not try and make it a little bit better? And that's what we wanted to do. We wanted to assemble a really good touring package that you can use daily, you can take to the desert, you can take to the beach on the weekend. You can do everything pretty well. But we didn't want to go over the top. We didn't want to make this a bit silly. We wanted to keep it really practical and really sensible. And I hope you'd agree we've done a good job because I really like this little D-MAX. I think it's a ripper. Now, a little tip for you if you're new to four-wheel driving and thinking about modifying a vehicle, what you should do first is add the bulky or weighty accessories so then you can better tailor the spring rates for the suspension if you're going to modify the suspension. And that's exactly what we did. The very first stop was to Ironman 4x4 to fit a bunch of their gear to the front of the vehicle. So what have we got up the front? Well, you can see here, this is a beautiful looking steel bull bar from Ironman 4x4, and this is their commercial deluxe model. Now, what I like about this commercial deluxe bull bar from Ironman 4x4 is not only does it look great, a really nice approach angle here in front of the wheels, a lot more clearance than the factory bumper, but there's also some clever technology built into it. Because you've got all this safety gear, these cameras and things built into the windscreen, this top hoop can't protrude. So they've curved it, recessed it, and it looks great. They've done a really good job. Now, for a basic steel bar, there's a hell of a lot of technology in this one. You'd be mad to not think about other accessories while you're having a bull bar fitted. And as such, while the bumper was being ripped off and the team at TruFit in Penrith were bolting this bull bar on, we decided we'd put a winch in. Now, this is an Ironman 4x4 winch with synthetic rope, and we also had the Ironman recovery points fitted down low here. Now, we are waiting on some Ironman 4x4 bash plates too, which will complete the package. And as soon as we get those, we'll be whacking them on. But for the meantime, the stock gear is going to have to do the job. Now, the last thing we had fitted up while we're getting the bull bar done were these awesome Narva LED driving lights. Now, these are the Ultima 180, the 7-inch LEDs. And I went for these because I wanted a really good quality light, but I also wanted a smaller light because we wanted to keep the airflow through here as good as possible. And I'm so impressed with these so far, but we're heading to the Outback tonight. We're really going to put them through the paces, testing them out in those conditions. But so far, they've been a bloody bright light for something so small. Very impressive. And they come with heaps of features too. You can change the colour of the ring, you can put different covers on, all sorts of stuff. We've just left them black because it suits the look of the car, but very impressed so far with that package. Working for a four-wheel drive magazine, as you can imagine, communications are super important. We've got camera crew running all around and we're out in the bush with animals and things like that. So we wasted no time and fitted this GME unit. Now, this is a 6.6 dBi antenna. We've also got a smaller one because this came with a twin pack. But I like the height because I know if I hit that, the roof rack's not going to fit in the Macca's car park. So it's a good little thing. Now, that runs all the way through here. There's a grommet straight back here. I installed this myself. It was super easy. Now, that runs inside to a GME XRS Connect UHF unit, which is an absolute ripper. Super, super good quality from the audio, and it even comes with an app, so you can do all sorts of crazy stuff with it. Now, with all this gear on the front of the D-MAX, we were definitely noticing the stock suspension wasn't up to task, and to be honest, it didn't ride very good at all. So we paid a visit to Simon at Tough Dog. He sorted us out completely. We weighed the vehicle, made sure everything was in spec, and they selected spring rates to suit. Now, don't forget, we've got a bar, winch, recovery points. There's a fair bit going on the front here. We've since added drawers and a fridge and all sorts of stuff to the rear. So taking the time to get the spring rates right for your vehicle is absolutely critical. And that's made this thing ride like an absolute dream. So much better than stock. Before, you'd get this jarring feeling every time you hit the back. Now she just rides over bumps like no problem at all. Super impressed with the suspension package we've got. Well, that rounds out the front end. Let's head up top and take a look at the roof rack and see what's going on there. You can never have too much storage when it comes to a touring four-wheel drive, and a roof rack is a really good idea for bulky, larger items such as these Maxtrax. Now this roof rack's from Yakima, and it's actually the first one in the country to suit this model D-MAX. This is rated to 100 kilos, and that's on or off-road as well, and the rack itself weighs just over 20 kilos, so we can have about 75 kilos up on this rack from memory. It also uses their rugged line mounting system, and it was a super easy install. I actually did it myself with a couple of captive holes in the roof. Knocked the paint off, it all melted up really easy. It's a good product, it doesn't make too much wind noise, and so far it's been rock solid for our swags, recovery gear, and wouldn't mind getting a kayak up here later on. Now we put our Maxtrax up here on this Yakima roof platform because it's a really easy place to access them. If we ever get bogged out on the tracks, simply jump out the driver's door, ready to go. Well, that's the roof covered. Let's head down to the back of the car and have a closer look at our setup. While it's all business at the front of the D-MAX, the back end, it's a bit of a party. Check this out. Now that is not a bad little setup, if I do say so myself. Mounted to the tub of the D-MAX, we've got a set of MSA alloy drawers. We've got all our kitchen stuff in here. There's some tools and other things on this side, and plenty of recovery gear. Now you'll see here, we've got this power panel, and that's got ability to run USBs, SIG points, and you can wire in water pump, compressors, lights, fridges, things like that. Very handy wiring solution. And you probably noticed this unit here. That's cool. And this is a new unit with an extra table built in. Awesome stuff. What we've got mounted on the MSA drop slide is a 60-litre companion fridge. It's a bit different though, because this one's got a built-in lithium battery, so it can actually power itself. Now companions say you can run this for about 16 hours without charging it. I've had it going for 48 hours in between charges. So combined with our dual battery system, more than enough juice to keep this fridge running. As well as a battery, it's got a few bottle openers, and you can open it from either side. A lot of handy features. We'll just fold it all up, show you how quick and easy this is to get back in place. Flick that down, lock it away, nice and secure. The fridge mounts directly on the slide, and it's safe to say it's not going anywhere. Now something I'd highly recommend is this fridge barrier from MSA. Now that just allows you to get the most space out of this setup, because you can pack your gear behind it, on top of it, around it. It's not going to hurt your accessories, and it's not going to hurt the fridge. There's also some storage pockets on the side, again making the most use of space. Fantastic stuff. Now keeping all our gear safe and secure is this canopy from Piranha Offroad. It's a really good bit of gear too. It's got roof racks built into the top that can take about 100 kilograms. We've had it colour coded. It's got brake lights in the back, the mister built in, complete package unit, and something I really like, we've got the gull wings on the side, so it makes it easy to get anything we need from the side, absolutely no dramas. It's common knowledge that the D-MAX is considered to be a very good tow vehicle, so we took no chances and fitted the best tow bar we could find on the market, in my opinion. This is the X Bar by Hayman Reese. Not only is it a tow bar, but you've got built-in recovery points either side, making this a very practical solution. We've got recovery points front and rear on the D-MAX, so we should be sweet for any situation that arises. Now speaking of towing, the latest addition to our D-MAX are these MSA tow mirrors. Now they look like a factory unit, but you can do that and that. How good's that? Absolutely spot on. They don't stick out too much. All the sensors are built into it too, so it acts just like a factory mirror, but you can tow with it. Another first for our D-MAX is the 3-inch exhaust system we fitted. It's a King Brown unit from Pacemaker, and it was the first one ever built to suit the new model D-MAX. Pretty cool stuff. Now it's going to give us a nicer note around town. We're going to lower our EGTs if we decide to tune this motor down the truck, which we'd love to, and it's given us just a little bit of extra performance. Now speaking of performance, check out these Maxxis RAZR tyres we fitted up. Now we've done just over 10,000 Ks on these Maxxis RAZR Muddies, and for such an aggressive tyre, I'm blown away with how well they handle on road. They're not sketchy in the wet, they're super quiet, and when you do head off-road, they just grip. Now for those playing along at home, this is a 265/70 R17 tyre, which fitted with our Tough Dog 2-inch lift absolutely perfectly. No issues, no rubbing, no scrubbing. Wonderful touring package if you just want to bolt something on and go. Now these Maxxis RAZR Muddies are mounted on a very special set of wheels, if I do say so myself. These are the Fuel Anza wheels we got from Wheel Pros, and I think they just absolutely set this vehicle off. It was a huge decision. Spent a lot of time choosing these wheels, so please let me know, did you like them or would you fit something different? Now we got a lot of the heavier recovery gear inside the back of the MSA drawers, but something I always like to do is keep a fair bit of recovery gear inside the four-wheel drive in case you're bogged and you can't get inside the canopy. We've assembled this kit, which lives inside the actual four-wheel drive. In case we're stuck, we can get to it really easily. It's full of Maxtrax gear, it's got soft shackles, winch extension straps, snatch straps, things like that. But it's not a bad idea, because if you put all your recovery gear in the back of the drawers, sometimes you're not going to be able to get to it. Now, one of my favourite parts of this whole 4x4 Australia D-MAX project is in the back seat area. It's not what you're thinking. It's our lithium battery setup. Now, seriously, this is first class. What we've got here is a Piranha Offroad battery tray, which if you've seen my install video, this is actually the first that exists. They built this for us for this vehicle, and they are now in production. Now, on that tray is a 30 amp battery charger, a DCDC charger again from Piranha, and that does lithium batteries. It's got a lithium charge profile. It also has a built-in solar regulator, so you can plug your solar blanket, solar panel directly to it. Now, powering this whole vehicle is this 100 amp hour slimline lithium battery from Invicta. This thing's an absolute trooper. I'm so amazed at how quick it recharges and how long it holds charge for. Absolute game changer lithium. I would not own a four-wheel drive without a lithium battery system. This has got to be one of the best lithium dual battery systems getting out there. Sure, it's not the biggest capacity with only 100 amp hour, but for what we're doing, and with the built-in battery in our companion fridge, this is more than enough juice to keep us going out on trips. Now, we love the vinyl flooring in our D-MAX, but at the same token, we want to protect it. So we've got these really good 3D floor mats from TruFit Carpets, the Maxtrax brand, and they've got a nice lip on it, and you can see they catch everything. Makes cleaning up easy, and it's going to protect our investment in the long run. Now, something you really need to think about when you're modifying a four-wheel drive is just how much you're spending on it. Now, we started out with an insurance policy from Club 4x4, but we haven't updated it since adding all this value to it. We're going to do a separate video on this to show just how much money we've spent on this vehicle to get it to this stage. And then we're also going to go and check our policy to see what we're covered for and how much it's going to cost us more to protect our investment on this vehicle. So stay tuned for that one. I love building four-wheel drives. I love modifying vehicles. But I must say, building this D-MAX for 4x4 Australia has been a bit of a challenge. For such a new model, it's been tricky to get these parts. But on the other side of that, it's been an absolute joy to work with these companies to help develop products so we all get better four-wheel drive accessories. I'm personally really pumped with how this D-MAX has turned out. Now, what would I like to change? Well, just a few things. I think I'd really want to put a snorkel on, and I'd really like to see an awning down the side just for a bit of protection. Maybe we'd like to do a tune on it as well, get a bit more power, because I think this motor really responds well to tuning. But otherwise, this is a really solid, a rock solid touring package so far. It's kind of good at everything. But please, and I know you will, let me know in the comments what you would change if you were building this D-MAX. Thanks again for watching.